Hi, welcome back to Music Monday. Happy New Year to you. The hymn that I ended up picking this time was This Is My Father's World. Many of you may know it. It's been around for a good while, many decades. And it's interesting because when this hymn was first developed, it actually started out as a poem that was several lines long. And it was actually composed by a man named Maltby Davenport Babcock. And it was actually published after his death in 1901. And the thing is, the theme of it is it tells us about the joy and admiration of our world. And when this was composed, he was primarily inspired by this particular hymn when he went on nature walks. And he would often overlook upstate New York, where he was from. He was from Lockport, New York. And he'd overlook that landscape. That's where he got the inspiration from this hymn. At the time, it was a poem. But after his death in 1901, a few years later, it was transcribed and basically turned into a hymn by a friend of his named Franklin Shepard. He set the hymn to music, and that's how it became the hymn that we know and love today. So certainly a very interesting transformation, if you will, of something that went from a simple poem to a hymn. So this was actually one of the first hymns that I found out started out just as text. And sometimes that does happen with pieces like this. They start off kind of almost from scratch, and then they develop into something like this. But there are at least 3, maybe 4 verses of this particular hymn. I actually played it during our service, an arrangement, if you will, of this hymn. But all in all, it's a absolute classic. If you haven't listened to it, I would recommend it. And thank you. Take care. We'll see you next time.